Nanach, Nachman, Nachman, Mumin. Baruch Hashem, we're here in Petach Tikva, learning the holy teachings of our master, Nanach, Nachman, Nachman, Mumin. We're learning the collection of teachings of Rabbi Nachman, Likutay Moharan, the second Torah, and we're up to the letter Vav, 6. V'tzarech kol echad lechavim b'tfilaso. And every person needs to have focus in his prayer and concentration in his prayer. Sheikashir atzmo letzadikim shebedor, that he should bind himself to the righteous of the generation. Ki kol tzadik shebedor, because every righteous person, the righteous one of the generation, hu bechinas Moshe Mashiach, is the aspect of Moshe Mashiach. Ki Moshe Matzinu, as we have find, shatzadikim korin zeh lazeh Moshe, that the righteous called one another Moshe. That is, even if their name wasn't Moshe, sometimes they could be called and referred to as Moshe. Kimo, like we find in the Talmud, that one sage was referred to Moshe Shaper Kamer. They said, Moshe, you said well. So that's because, even though his name wasn't Moshe, but since he was the righteous of the generation, so he had the aspect of Moshe Mashiach. So he could be referred to as Moshe. Moshe is the bechinas Mashiach. Moshe is the aspect of Mashiach. Moshe Kasuv, as it says in the end of the first book of the Torah, Bereshis, Ad ki yavo Shiloh, until Shiloh comes. So Shiloh, it's obviously referring to the coming of the Messiah, and the Zohar says, Ad ki yavo Shiloh, until the Shiloh comes, da Moshe Mashiach. This is Moshe Mashiach. So Shiloh is an obvious reference. The verse is referring till the coming of Mashiach, but Shiloh is also the numerical value of Moshe. If you add the Yod and the Lamed in the middle, it's a Mem, which makes letters Moshe. So Moshe is the aspect of Moshe Mashiach. V'chol tefillah u'tefillah shekol echad mispalel, and every prayer and prayer that every person prays, hu bechinas eivor me'shchina. This is an aspect. It's an aspect of a limb of the divine presence, the Shechina. Shehem Evrei HaMishkan, which are the limbs of the divine presence, are the limbs of the tabernacle, the temple. She'ein shum echad miYisrael yochol la'ala shayfa b'shayfa, because there's no one in Israel, no Jew, that could raise each limb properly, kol chad l'duchtei, every one to its proper place, Ella Moshe Bilchud, only Moshe himself, alone. Uvishfil zeh, and for this, tzarich lahavi ulekasher kol atfilos l'tzadik ador. So it's necessary to bring and to bind all the prayers to the righteous one of the generation, because every prayer is an aspect of the limb of the divine presence, of the tabernacle, and only the tzadik ador could put the limbs and the pieces of the temple in the right place properly. So therefore it's necessary to bind oneself and one's prayers to the righteous of the generation. Moshe Kasuv, as it says in the second book of the Torah, Shemos, V'yaviu es hamishkan el Moshe, and they brought the tabernacle to Moshe. So everyone in Israel, all the millions of people that contributed to the Mishkan, they all brought their contributions to Moshe. Vehu yodea la'ala shayfa b'shayfa, and he knew how to raise piece by piece, v'laso akuma shlema, and to make it a full level, a full stature. Moshe Kasuv, as it says over there, v'yokam Moshe es Mishkan, and Moshe put up the tabernacle. V'chol ha'torah she'adam lomed, and every Torah, the holy words of Hashem that a person studies, lishmor v'lasos, with the intention of guarding what he's learning and fulfilling what he's learning, doing them. Kol ha'osios, all those letters, hem nitzotzei neshamos, they are sparks of the soul. Vehem nislabshim b'soch hatfilah, and they dress themselves in the prayer. V'nischachim sham bevchinas ibor, and they are renewed there as the aspect of pregnancy. kamuva bil gugulim, as it's brought down in the book of reincarnations. It's one of the books of the Arizal. Shekol haneshamos boim besocha malchus bevchinas ibor, that all the souls come into the sphera, the divine emanation of malchus, the feminine sphera of kingdom, in the aspect of pregnancy. V'nischadshim sham, and they are renewed there. So the letters of the Torah are this aspect of a person's soul. When a person's learning the Torah, he's finding his soul, and when he prays, his soul goes through a state of it's like it's in the womb of the prayer, and it gets renewed with the prayer. Vizeu, and this is what it says in the Psalms 19. Hashamayim misaprim kvod el. The sky relates the glory of God. Hainu Torah shu'ei shumayim. The word sky, we find our sages say, is the power of fire and water. The word shamayim is composed of these two words, fire and water. Hainu bechinas haneshamos. This aspect of fire and water is the aspect of the souls. Ubayim besol chatfila, and they come into the middle of the prayer. Shu bechinas kvod el, which is the aspect of the glory of God. Kimo shekasuv, as it says, simu kavod tilaso, make honorable His praises. So you see that the honor of God is His praises. So the verse says that we just said before, the sky, meaning the souls, which are fire and water, they relate the glory of God, means they come through. They come into the prayers, the glory of God. The glory of God is impregnated with the souls, with the letters of the Torah, the souls. Bechinas tilasi echtam lach, they come through the prayers, the honor of God, which is the aspect of the praises of God that we set to God with the nose. Al shem shi malbeshes osam. So it's referred to as the glory of God because the word kavod, glory, is a word that is found, that we use for clothing. As we find ki Rabbi Yochanan kara lemani mechabdusa. We find in the Talmud that Rabbi Yochanan would call his garments his honor. So the verse is saying in Psalms that the sky relates the glory of God. So the verse is telling us the sky, the fire and water, which are the souls, are coming through, are getting dressed in the glory of God. And through this, it's really called the glory of God, because it's dressing the prayers, which are the glory of God. It's not just the glory of God because they're praising God. It's also because the glory of God, the word glory, is a reference to clothing, of being impregnated with something. So the prayers of God are clothing the souls. V'hein meirin zeh lazeh, and each light and shine illuminate one another. Haneshamos meirin latfila, the souls give light, illuminate the prayer. Bevchinas halas may nukfin, the aspect of feminine waters. Vatfila meira la neshamos, and the prayer illuminates and gives light to the souls. Bevchinas chidushin, the aspect of renewal. She mechadeshes osam, because the prayer renews the souls. Bevchinas ibor, in the aspect of pregnancy, of something that was a baby in the womb. It gets renewed, gets new life. Vaneshamos hamlubashim batfila, and the souls that are dressed in the prayer, hamuvos latzadik shebedor, which are brought to the righteous one of the generation. Heim bevchinas, they are an aspect of what it says in Psalms 45. Besulos achareha reosel muvos lach. The virgins after her friends are brought to you. Okay, so these are the souls that are being brought and being made in the prayers, and everything is, and the tzaddik is putting everything up. In the next video, we're gonna, Be'ezrat Hashem, with the help of God, we're gonna see how all of this is included and more in the words of Rabbi Bar Bar Chana, the sage Rabbi Bar Chana. Stay tuned for the next video. Nanach, Nachman, Nachman.